I summon the Golden Dragon, rising from darkness to destroy my enemies. Ride! Spectral Duke Dragon!
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Steven Rodriguez. I'm your true champion, and as you can tell from today's intro, we are going to be doing a Spectral Duke Dragon deck profile, but not just any Spectral Duke Dragon deck profile. We're going to be doing the Shadow Paladin Spectral Duke Dragon deck profile, so definitely get excited. This is the second video of the week. I'll be trying my best to put out 5 videos for you guys every single week. Some could be TCG, some could be Vanguard Zero, some could be anime, some could be all kinds of things. It's really exciting here on the TrueChampionSteven channel, and if you want to be a part of it, be sure to let me know that by leaving a like on this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking that bell for notifications so that way you guys know when my videos go live for you. I think something like 60-ish% of you guys aren't actually subscribed that watch these videos, so just know that I do post videos every single week. I do all kinds of TCG, anime, theory videos, and if you guys like that kind of stuff, just know that subscribing is always an option. Our path towards 3,000 subscribers is getting closer and closer every single day, and it's thanks to you guys, and I do really appreciate it. If you want to get us just that little bit closer, I'd appreciate that even more. As some of you may know, I posted my Gold Paladin Spectral Duke Dragon deck profile yesterday, so if you guys want to see that video, links down below as well as the iCards above, go see how the other half of Duke players live. But with all that being said, let's go check out my Shadow Paladin deck list for the brand new Set 6 meta in Cardfight Vanguard Zero. Whoosh! Whew. Whoa. Whooshes are fun. But before we get into today's actual deck list, I wanted to briefly mention that there are 2 ways to play Spectral Duke Dragon. There's the Gold Paladin way, which I profiled yesterday, and the way I'm going to be showing you today is the Shadow Paladin way. I personally view this way, the Shadow Paladin way, as the more aggressive, pressuring Duke deck, and while it creates a ton of advantage, it's not really about sort of grinding out a victory. It's about just outright killing your opponent as fast as possible sometimes, which is why I think it's the best ranked deck, because you can play a lot of games really fast, and when you play a lot of games really fast, you can climb ranks really fast. I really do like this deck for ranked. However, I think this deck and Gold Paladin Duke are equal in terms of general meta viability, because they both sort of have a similar way to play. They use their cards to create advantage, either on board or in hand, and then they use that advantage to then create pressure. One is a more steady version that tries to just kind of grind out a game by getting good, consistent attacks late game and consistent really powerful boards. That's the Gold Paladin one. And then this one, as you'll see in a second, just tries to like outright just kill them with your powerful skills like Spectral Duke Dragon or even PBO sometimes, which is just kind of crazy. Also, you'll notice right away that we're playing 9 crits in this deck because, as I've said, it's all about aggression through advantage and pressure, so having crits just like naturally synergizes with that. Also, I mentioned this in the Gold Paladin video, but crits are just really good with a card like Spectral Duke Dragon because he does not need to hit in order to restand, so you can swing with them unboosted, and if you swing at their Vanguard and they're at 4 damage and you check a crit and they have a PG in their hand, they're going to use that PG, you'll restand, you'll keep the crit, and you'll attack them again. If they don't have a second PG, they're going to die. So it's a really nice way to force PGs out of your opponent and just kind of like outright win the game. The amount of pressure that this deck can sort of create through its skills and through using these critical triggers is kind of unbelievable, and I'm really excited to play with it today. But before I get onto it, let's go ahead and talk about Spectral Duke Dragon, the main boss card, or like not even the main boss card, the main new card that sort of makes this kind of playstyle possible in this deck. We've got Spectral Duke Dragon. He's got 2 skills. He has a limit break skill and a regular skill. His regular skill is just gaining 1k for the grade 2 Vortimer if it's in the soul, because he's a right chain card, so he's 11k base if you have the grade 2, really simple. And his main skill is limit break 4 once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked a Vanguard, counterblast 2, and retire 2 rear guards to then stand it and draw a card. This card also loses Twin Drive on the second attack or for the rest of the turn. This is a really powerful skill and plays, like I said, really well into sort of how Shadow Paladins like to play, calling cards, so then you can just kill them afterwards and use more powerful effects. Really good. The fact that it draws a card is really nice as well, because it basically lets you just kind of refuel your board and refuel those resources that you're losing. If that card you draw is a card like Vibe Car or a card like Nemain, boom, the next turn you can actually just like use your skill again off of that one card that you just drew, because this deck has so many pluses in it, it's kind of insane. Moving on to our backup grade 3s, we have the PBO PBD engine. We're only playing 1 PBD at the moment because he's not really the point of the deck anymore. Like, if you're using this card, you're using it either to sort of control for a limit break, or it's the only grade 3 in your hand. That's the only reason this card's in here. It is nice though to have the option to sort of go cross-ride if you like draw into it, and it's like the way to go, I guess, for the game. But really, the main backup is PBO. He's essentially in here as like again, another way for us to sort of guarantee control for limit break by giving ourselves a guaranteed crit versus like hoping that we drive check one. But also he's just like a really nice way to sort of ride Counterblast 2, retire rear guard, so then you can like create more pressure with your crits, because sometimes if you have to go, you know, rear and then swing with the Vanguard, you only deal 2 damage that turn, but you can go like rear, swing with the other rear at the Vanguard, deal 1 damage, and then attack with your Vanguard, get a crit on your drive check, and then boom, deal 2 more. That's 3 damage. So he is just a way for us to kind of create more pressure without the need for Spectral Duke Dragon. And then finally we have 4 vibe cards. This is honestly the best card in the deck. This card is so stupid. When you get this card off of getting a Vortimer Ride Chain like ride and stuff, it's just, it turns your +1 into a +2. If you get another one, it's a +3, and then you just kill them later with Spectral Duke Dragon, and boom, everyone's happy. It's great. I've always said if you're gonna call a heal trigger, it may as well be a +1. So having it be vibe cards is super nice. This card's amazing. Play it at 4. Don't play it at any less. All right, moving on to grade 2s, we have the obvious 4 Vortimer. We need it for the Ride Chain, and then of course we have our 4 Skull Witch Nemain. If you guys don't know how the ride chain works, I briefly mentioned it already, but basically whenever you ride into a new version, the grade 2 on the grade 1 or Spectral Duke Dragon on the grade 2, you can retire one of your units to then call the 2 cards on the top of your deck, which then lets you just have more ways to sort of push your opponent. And there's so many cool things that can happen. There are some neat interactions. If you call in the main, you draw 2 cards. If you call a vibe card, you get another unit. If you call a Dark Side Pegasus, you get 2,000 power. It's just really, really nice. So Vortimer Ride Chain is super great and needed in this deck. And then of course Skull Witch Nemain, like I said, on play, Counterblast 1, discard a card, draw 2 cards. Really good, creates a lot of advantage for you in the hand, which then you can use to create more cards on board to then kill them and use more skills. You can see like how this deck just like naturally fuels itself and sort of cycles back to being like, okay, and now I can use this skill again. Okay, and now I draw more cards. Okay, now I attack you again. The whole time you're also checking critical triggers, by the way, so you're just like getting closer and closer to winning and creating pressure against your opponent just like naturally. Finally, we have our 4 Cursed Lancer, as well as our Darkness Maiden Maka. These are kind of in here as like extra ways to sort of have consistency. We counterblast a lot in this deck, so having a nice little guaranteed countercharge that we can just like poke our opponent with and then get the countercharge and then attack with our big crit boys is really nice. And then of course we have Darkness Maiden Maka. The reason why this card's in this deck is kind of similar to why you play Nemain. Basically, it's like a 1-card way for you to activate your Spec Duke play. So you call this card, you get a grade 1 from your deck. If you have 2 more counterblasts, you can now automatically use Spec Duke without the need of any other cards in your hand or the commitment of any other cards from your hand. So you can just like activate your skills a lot easier. Okay, moving on to grade 1s, we have our 4 PGs, standard of course. We have our 4 grade 1 Vortimer, standard given that we need it for the Ride Chain. And finally we have our 3 Karen, aka Beatsticks, and 2 Dark Side Pegasus, the on-play gain 2,000 power card. Now, I've seen people play Aryan Rod, I've seen people play more copies of Karen and like other things like, what's his, Nightmare Painter, but I'm playing Dark Side, and the reason for this is that when you're fighting against cross-ride decks, or you're fighting against MLB decks, or just decks that have more power inherently on their Vanguard, like even Shamsil decks maybe sometimes, it's nice to give your Vanguard Spectral Duke Dragon that extra 2k power, so he can become 13k base by himself, so then you don't need to swing boosted on your first attack. You can save that boost for the next attack that then might have a trigger bonus on top of it, or your opponent might take the first one and then have, like, you know, a defensive trigger check, so you can still hit them after the defensive. It's a really nice way to kind of deal with that. Also, if you're playing against non-cross-ride decks, 11k beatstick decks, you can just use it to make your Vanguard 13k, give it an 8k booster in Caron, and then boom, you're now at 21k guaranteed on your second swing, so you don't even need to get a trigger to guarantee hit them outside of defensives. It's a really nice way to sort of increase your offensive consistency with Spectral Duke Dragon, which, given the way this deck has been built, is kind of your main idea. You want to increase the ability you have to kill your opponent, and that's where I think the synergy with this card lies. You can play one less if you want to and play a 4th Caron. That's, I think, the same thing, honestly, but I think having the 2 is really nice because it's just like a way for you kind of like to have more ways to save it and stuff. But I think having 4 copies of Caron might be better for you in like the long game, but I think having the 2 Dark Side is just like really techy and really nice. So there you guys go. That is my Spectral Duke Dragon Shadow Paladin deck profile. If you guys have any extra questions that I haven't answered already, leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I go live every Monday, Thursday, Friday. I do all kinds of things in just chatting as well as playing the game Vanguard Zero, so come ask some questions and hopefully get some live answers. Who knows, I might even be playing with this deck when you come and check me out live and in person. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and see what this deck can do over on the ranked ladder. Okay guys, here we are for game 1, fighting against Pale Moon. Oh no! Asuka versus Red! This can't be! Mom and Dad are fighting! Someone please help! Oh, of course this is my first game using this deck. Of course this is. Okay, let's see what we can do. No grade 1 Vortimers. Okay, that's a yikes. Returning everything except for our grade 2. And still no grade 1 Vortimers. Big mega yikes. Looks like we're not getting this off this game. That's not good. But we do have in the main though, so I can draw more cards and hopefully get Spectral Duke Dragon. And yes, do not get anything, so I'm going to be riding a Mac Lear. Big time sad, but I do get to keep this, which is nice, I guess, for later retires if need be. And I'm going to go ahead and pass. By the way, for all those keen viewers out there, yes, I am using Reishi sleeves because I'm shouting out the best moment ever in the Vanguard anime with Ren when he used that deck in this skin. So, you know, gotta be looking the part, I guess, if I'm playing Ren, right? And there's the Trapezist ride for my opponent. That's very good for them in their consistency, basically, for their entire game. So that's really, really good. Let's see how this rolls for us. This is the card that lets you add any grade 2, right? No, to call a card from your soul. Okay, cool. So like you can use this to make your board better after you use Lugia as well. Okay, that makes sense. I like running the non-counterblast one that like look at the top 10 cards, add any card from yours you find there to your soul. The Night Kid clone for Pale Moon, the Night Kid clone. That's a nice way to put it. I love Night Kid, by the way. Shout out to Captain Night Kid from Grand Blue. So there's the great one, Voidemort. Better late than never, I guess. Better late than never there, Haas. I'm gonna go ahead and call you. I'm gonna discard you. I probably should have held on to that first, but it's fine. I'm gonna rush it. It's cool. It's a grade 2. No grade 3. That's not good to see, team. That's not good to see, but it's okay. We're gonna deal 2 damage this turn and see what happens. Make that 3 damage. Make that 3 damage. 1 card away from a Spec Duke. That would have been super nice to see, but it's okay. Uh-oh, if they get double defensives, we're not gonna get the counter charge, which is very feels bad. Oh, and it's a heal as well. Asuka, why are you sacking Ren? I thought he was your husbando. Do you not know the rules of being a simp? You cannot beat your simpy. You cannot. You just can't. The sanctity. The audacity. It's okay though. No grade 3s is very sketch, but I do have another domain, and you know, I have plenty of grade 2s, I guess, to continue my defense / potential offense. And is that is an SP Tamer. Very cute. Very nice. Was that an SP Trapezist? No. Let's see what kind of offense I guess they can create. There's a Cerberus, makes sense. There's a Juggler. Another trigger, good to see. That's a 2 Alice gone, but 1's in the soul, so that's all that matters. Man, Alice and Trapezist in the soul. That's all you need right there, team. Like, goodness gracious. All right, top decking Spectral Duke Dragon. Pretty god tier moment. It'd be a pretty cool thing if that happened. It'd be a pretty cool thing if that happened. This is the sketchiest part about not playing draw triggers, is like I know no damage trigger here will help me. I know nothing will help me here. I think if this deck were to be like adapted for like a best 2 out of 3 meta, I think running like some number of draw triggers would be the preferred way to go. Maybe even 5 actually, because you do need some way to sort of like not like artificially, I guess, create advantage. And there's a top deck of Spectral Duke Dragon. Forget everything I said. This deck is busted. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Oh, he came. Hashtag Spectral Duke Dragon is a god in the chat. Please, boys and girls. Oh my god, that's such a hype moment there. Let's think here. I do use the main skill. There's no reason not to. Gotta fill up the board. I'd rather save that for later turns. Also, I wouldn't mind if they gave me 2 damage this turn. I just wouldn't mind at all. So I'm going to call that. Plus, if they let me just keep that there, it's pretty nice for us. I would love a crit here. That'd be god tier. So we have no more PGs. That's no more PGs, boys and girls. We now know that. Okay, let's see how offensive they want to be. I don't think they'll be too aggressive here. I wonder if these decks are playing damage adders. I've thought about playing some in mine, but I haven't really considered it as much. Maybe I should have. I think the best play for my opponent this turn would be to sort of like, maybe even control my board, honestly. Like maybe, I don't think giving us Limit Break is the best call, because if they do, we could like potentially kill them if they don't have any PGs in their hand, which you know is just like a scary thing. You kind of want to hold off on like dying until you're ready to die. Kind of is like the idea, I guess. Hold off on dying until you're ready to die. Great quote, Steve-O. Great quote. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them kind of control for our board here. But if they want to just give us 2 damage, I'm cool with that too. Very okay with that. Give me an option to win already, pretty much. They're gonna use that to activate, I think, some early game Trapezes shenanigans. Maybe swap their grade 3 Lukier for a grade 3 Alice. Why would you not call Trapezes there? Oh, maybe so that way it doesn't die, / you can get value out of it later, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe you have like another thing in hand you can do. Making your Vanguard 14s here nice. If you did it again, you can make it 16. You know, that could be pretty cool. There's a Turquoise Tamer, okay. Now it feels like they're just calling cards to call cards. I don't think they wanted to call that Lukier grade 3, but now they're going to use the effect of Trapezes there to put it back in. So they had another Trapezes in their hand. That's why they did it that way. What? Oh, I guess they'd rather have Turquoise then, given that it's a 21k column. Yep. Because they have the grade 2 in the soul, which lets you use and make this a 10k booster. Or they're just going to use that again. I guess. I don't know why they did it that way. They could have just had a 21k column on their rear guard instead. Would that have been better for them? I would assume so. I don't know why getting this card specifically is what is better. Nope, no clue why. Maybe just so they can use it again next turn, I guess? I don't know. But there's a heal trigger there. I kind of am not okay with that, but it's fine. You know, healing. I don't need Limit Break yet to kind of like pressure my opponent. Heck, if I could still push him to 5 damage this turn, right? And now they're gonna call Trapezes. Oh, maybe that's why? No. Oh, maybe that's why. So that way they could leave that space open so they can call the Trapezes there without losing anything. And then they're gonna put one back. Makes sense. Very good. The loop is the Trapezes loop has started, boys and girls. The Trapezes loop has started. All right, here it is. This is what these cards do. And back out into a Nitro. Interesting. So now they're banking on getting a trigger so that way that thing can attack my rear guard. Which, if it does, that's great for them. But if it doesn't, that's a little bit sad for them. Plus, it's also an intercept. Ooh, SP Hades Hypnotist is a really cool looking card. And there's a heal for them. Oh my goodness, this game is gonna last forever. Holy crap, Asuka is pulling out all the stops here, boys and girls. And they will kill my rear guard, which hurts my heart so much, but it's okay. Oh, Cursed Lancer, that would have been so nice to have. Countercharging is always fun. I do have a lot of crits in my deck though, so like them getting heals like can be easily mitigated by me just checking a crit this turn. I'm wondering if I should control their board at all. I really don't think I should. Oh, that's why they called Girl Who Crossed the Gap, because now they can start the whole Trapezes thing again. I got it now. Okay, that checks out. So a cool thing I could do this turn, it's kind of a waste to not like actually get value out of Pegasus, I guess, but you know, it doesn't really matter too much. Like, I'm gonna have to call it anyway, right? So it doesn't really matter if I get like value out of it or not. Like, I'm gonna call this intercept. I'm not gonna not call an intercept right now, you know. But you know, it's chill. Watch me like deal them 1 damage, and then I'll get a double crit, and then they PG my attack. That'd be pretty funny. That'd be like a really funny way to sort of control them, I guess, is just by attacking them. Oh my god, is it gonna happen? If I get a double crit right now, that's just hilarious. It's just hilarious, is what it is. Okay, 4 damage is nice though. I'll take it. I'll take it. My board is such to where I can kind of just like go for game now next turn, right? Oh my god, another heal trigger? This is ridiculous at this point. They're just healing like it's their job. Are you serious? Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. If Asuka needs to resort to cheating in order to beat her, you know, her husbando, who am I to judge, okay? Who am I to judge what she does, okay? I'm no one. It's just funny is what it is. Oh my god. Hashtag Asuka hates Ren in the comments, please. I would love it. Because at this point, she may as well hate Ren. You know, because she's just like pulling out all the stops over here. But I'm interested. Now she doesn't have limit break access, so I wonder... Yeah, she's just gonna do like the whole, you know, Trapezes loop thing. So she's gonna put that back in, put the other one back in, call out an Alice, call it, and then maybe not do anything else, actually. I don't really think they need to do anything else. Maybe they'll call a booster from their hand behind their Vanguard so they can hit me, but they can just attack with Alice, call back their grade 0 girl who crossed the gap, and then boom, you're good to go. So in this rare scenario, let me just comment on this really quick. I think the point of girl who crossed the gap is this. It's like a way for you to kind of do all your things outside of limit break, which is really nice. However, what if you just didn't have 2 trapezes, right? Like, what if your soul was barren and you didn't have anything that you wanted in there? Having a card like whatever that thing, the presenter grade 0 card, would be really nice for you because you can manipulate your soul better and have the cards you need in there. So I'm still a bigger fan of that, but this is like the value. So like you're seeing the value of cards like the grade 0 girl who crossed the gap. All right, so now I'm 21k base, very nice. They will be able to call a booster out for their Vanguard, so they can guarantee hit me and push me to 5 damage, which is very, very good for them. And now the question becomes, I imagine they have at least 1 PG in their hand, which is very good for them. Do we start? Oh, they actually didn't, but they're going to do it by putting that grade 3 in the soul. Okay. Because they can't call anything else out. Nope. Nope. Oh, I see. They want to put their trapezes back in already. Makes sense. And they can just increase their power that way, too. Smart. And now they can call it right back out. Ooh, look at all this power gain you got. Ooh, Lukier is the new Ezel. Boys and girls, Lukier is the new Ezel. You know, heal triggers aside, I will say my opponent is navigating this very well and using all the combos to this deck from what appears to be the best of their ability, which is very impressive to see. So shout out to them for playing so well. But let's see how we can kind of balance this. And there goes another crit gone. I don't like seeing that. I only got 3 left. That is not good. Now I don't really need that many, because if my opponent does not get a defensive on this first check here, we could be in a pretty good spot, regardless of getting one or not. There's a Cursed Lancer. That's really huge to see, actually. Very nice. Also, I'm realizing that last turn I should have called the Pegasus there, but it's fine. It didn't really matter. I do have to break this turn, so I need to play in a way that like is the best way to go. I really just want to attack with my Vanguard first, if I'm being completely honest. I want to swing at that rear guard and then swing with my Vanguard. I think I will, because if I get a crit here, and here's my thought process: if I get a crit on the first one, I can swing. Yeah. This is just the best way to kind of play, given the way my deck is. So like this is the way I'm gonna go. I just want that thing gone. I don't want to give him damage yet. I'm gonna swing unboosted. Boom. Get a crit, please. That'd be great. Gotta heal. I'll take that, actually. And then what I can do here is, again, I don't think I need to use Curse Lancer's effect yet. It's not as important to me as hitting with a potential crit against my opponent. It got another trigger. Okay, good. So I'm glad I've done it this way, essentially. And now I'm going to do this. I have no way to draw any PGs. I know that. In the main, though, that'll be good for next turn. I'm going to swing now like this. If I get a crit here, that'd be pretty god tier. Oh, and there it is. Do you have the first PG that you need to survive? The question is... I've only had the 7k booster. I could have pushed into 5 this turn, which would have been so huge, but nope. Misplay from last turn is biting us in the butt. But it's okay. I noticed it. It'll never happen again. I'll make sure that I save my 7k boosters for moments just like this. I don't know if there's a world where we died this turn, but it is very possible because Pale Moon is known for attacking a lot. But they have gone through a lot of their triggers, as have I. But so have they. And they probably have one or 2 in their hand, probably, if I had to guess. Because they've been very cagey with their hand. And you're only really cagey with your hand when all it is grade 3s and PGs, which is what I'm assuming it is. Also, we've seen a lot of them, a lot of their grade 2s been drove check as well. So let's see, how are they going to try and kill us this turn? Because I think that's what they're going to try to do, is try and just destroy our faceplate, which is fine. I'm okay with my faceplate getting attacked. Just gonna call the whole board. Checks out. And then you're gonna use Trapezes, I imagine, to cycle out your grade 1 turquoise for the grade 1 Trapezes. That way you can put it back in your deck. Sorry, put it back in your soul and save it for later. Yep. And then you're just gonna call out another booster, or even a grade 2, I guess, if you don't want Alice there, because there's no more counterblast. So yeah, no more counterblast kind of means that I'm kind of safe from any extra attacks, and given that I have a PG and a grade 2 at 4 damage, means I won't die this turn, which is really nice. So let's see what happens here. If they heal again, though, I will be very upset, because that means they healed all 4 times, which in these videos that I've done with Spec Duke, my opponents have been healing so goddamn much. They actually attack with their rear guard first, which I find interesting. It's playing around defensives, but now they can't heal, which I just find funny. So never mind. It's now not happening, but if they get it now, I'll be very happy about that. Okay, so that's information right there. We know they only have access to 1 Hades Hypnotist in their hand. If they have any, they only have 1. So we now know this, which is kind of huge for us. They gave us our 3rd counterblast that we need to use Nemain as well as our Vanguard. We have a booster for Nemain, so far everything's looking great. As long as we don't draw a crit. If we don't draw one of our last 2 crits here, I think we have a very good... What did I just say, deck? Deck? Oh, I'm very concerned now, because I'm very nervous that if I use Nemain, I'll draw my last crit, and we need to check that last crit in order to win the game. We do have the option to check a heal trigger as well. Don't think we need it, but I think I'm actually going to just play in a way that allows me to sort of win the game versus try and potentially lose. So I'm gonna avoid using this, because I know me. I'm putting my eggs in the basket that I got a PG. Sorry, I'm gonna check a trigger this turn, and I'm also gonna put, like, if they don't, I will say this too. Keeping this 11k attacker means that if I get a trigger in any way, I can still win the game if they don't have a second PG, because we know they don't. So I'm just gonna swing with my Vanguard unboosted. I'm gonna get a trigger right here. Boom! It's the wrong one though, but it's fine. Now here's the question. Do I give it to the Vanguard so I can guarantee hit and see if they have the 1 PG, or do I give it to the rear guard? If they don't get a defensive, I can kill them. They've seen a lot of cards. How many cards are in their deck? 14. I really think they're going to get a defensive here. I really do, but I'm going to bank on them not getting it. Because this kind of guarantees our win if they don't get it. And they don't get it. That's huge. Okay, so again, guys, we know they only have 1 PG in their hand if they have any. We drew our crit too. Okay, so now we have no triggers left in our deck, so if they get a 6 damage shield, they get to win. That's the way it works. But makes my job really easy. Do you got it? They didn't even have their 1 PG. And they don't 6 damage shield. Let's go, baby! Asuka is still the beta in this relationship. That's what you know. Hashtag Asuka is still the beta. Alright, that was a pretty intense game. It could have gone either way there. Very dramatic, very sacky, but I will say this though, that was one of the best Pale Moon plays I've ever seen. They had a really good grasp of their early game, and that was really good on them, and we just kind of like needed certain things at certain times that we didn't get. We misplayed a little bit, which kind of ruined, like, we could have won faster probably if I didn't misplay as much, but we were still able to pull it out over to game 2. Okay guys, here we are for our final game, finding it's Asuka again. Is this the person that what is with me and fighting the same things over and over again in these videos? Is this the same person? No, those are different sleeves, right? Yes, they are. This is a different person. Oh, that's just fun. I'm gonna bank on getting my Vortimer here. I don't get either of the grade 1s, but I do get the grade 2 and the grade 3, which is fine. And I'm going second, so let's see if we can get the grade 1. Oh my god, this is so hilarious. Is this the same person, actually? I actually can't remember what sleeves they were using. I don't think it was these ones, though. No, they were using Trapeze sleeves. Yeah, this is a different person. Oh my god, 2 pale moons in a row. That's so crazy. Last video, we had 2 angels in a row. This video, 2 pales in a row. That's just cool. And they're playing this again. Interesting. I guess people are, like, adopting that more so. I'm more of a fan of the Night Kid clone, but it's fine. And again, we don't get our ride chain. It's not, you don't need to get it. I have the grade 2 and the grade 3, which is all that really matters. Having that free unit that I can just kill for extra value is just nice. And crit. That's cool. Oh, there's the grade 1 mucking about. He's like, hey, I could have been there for you. I was like, oh, you probably should have been, mate, but it's fine. Okay, so let's see how this one goes now. Hopefully my opponent doesn't heal at the wazoo again like the last one did. And maybe we can kill them a little bit faster and possibly get a game 3 in here. If I'm feeling frisky. That first game was really long. You know, I almost decked out, actually, which is pretty funny to think. Which is always a really funny thing, actually. Shadow Paladins are like the deck that decks out the most, because Nemain just filters through cards like no one's business. Like, you would think it'd be OTT, but no. This deck decks out a lot, from what I've seen. Because if you use all 4 of your Nemains, that's like 8 cards dug into your deck of only 30. And so the game doesn't need to go that far for you just to die, which is kind of funny to me. Especially when you like drive check 2 cards and, you know, add cards to your hand and stuff. It's kind of crazy, actually, how fast you can dick yourself out. Ah, there's the crit. That would have been cool. But we have a counterblast. We've got we got a Vortimer. If we get like a booster and Cursed Lancer here, boys and girls, we could have a really fun turn 2. So I already have Cursed Lancer. All I need is a booster. Whoops. I can't even see my own hand, apparently. There's the booster. Cool. We did it. I'm going to go ahead and call my boy here, and then call the boy here. I see no reason not to just leave that there. I'm going to be a little bit greedy here, because I don't need the counter charge, but I would like it. Awesome. Another, I swear to God, this is the same person. I swear this is the same person. They just changed their sleeves. They also have an SP freaking thing right there. There's no way we're not playing the same person, but I know the sleeves were different though. I know they were, but and they didn't have enough time. Like I instantly clicked retry, so you know, it's gotta be someone else, but that's just funny to me. Oh my goodness, that they both had SP. They both used the same starter. They both had SP Crimson Beast here, but my last guy did not use Midnight Invader. They used the 13k attacker Lord of Pale Moon. So I know this is someone else. And they also used Barking Manticore. So I know this is someone else. And they're actually renting all their cards. A good chunk of them. Hey, me too, bud. Me too. Testing decks before you want to commit to things. I like it. I like it. Also, I just don't have cards because my pulls were ass, as you guys know. From the pull video that I did on Saturday. Absolute garbaggio. And then here comes some damage. They're going to probably call out a grade 2 so they can have more defense on the following turn. Checks out. And also keep their Atlas safe as well. That's a really nice kind of strategery. Yeah, I think the best thing to call out would be the grade 2. Yep, Cerberus. Cool. And they actually get another attack out of this as well, which is pretty busted, actually. It's moments like these where you're like, man, if only Shadows had a damage adder. If only they would not be ready for the onslaught of just attacks I'd be able to do. Ooh, Karen, that'll be good for later. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and ride. I'm gonna kill the grade 0 Whelp of Wardemer because we don't need him at all. And we get double PBOs. All right, that's cool. 2 of our crits just out of our deck. It would have been nice to double crit. That would have been a pretty cool thing to do, but it's all right. It's not like I wanted to win or anything. It's okay. That's the cool thing about having 9 crits. Like when you see 2 of them go away, you're like, I got 7 more. It's cool. It's chill. Case in point, I had 3 crits on top of that deck. Holy crap. Talk about killing your opponent. If I would have saw a 4th one, I would have lost my mind. Straight up would have lost my mind. 4 in a row? All right, so there's a PG burn. We know they rode 1, so that's only 2 left maximum. And they don't really have many cards in their hands, so I think it's pretty safe to say they only have 1 left if they have any. Also, not pushing the limit break, so even if they do get a Lukier this turn, they can't do anything with it, so it's cool. Midnight Invader's cool, but he's not going to win this game. I got a Vibe card for next turn, so I can always use this, which is really nice. There's the lady, and then there's the boyos. There's a Manticore. So that's probably like a 1-of draw trigger, I think. Because I haven't seen any Lukiers. A heal trigger, that's a pretty good heal for them. Much needed. Much needed heal. Because we would have brought an onslaught onto them next turn. There's a heal for us. Ooh, what goes around comes around right there. Also clearing some space for my Vibe card next turn. I'm cool with that. Because they're going to attack one of my rear guards. Darkside Pegasus, I would have liked that. That would have been actually really good to have. Because I could have had a really cool play this turn. Where if I get a crit on my first drive check, I can kind of win the game. If that last card in their hand isn't a PG. But it's cool. It's cool. Let's see what happens. Drawing one of my last 3 crits, not ideal, but it's cool. I feel like my attitude of this video has been like, all right, I guess this is happening. Vibe card to Vibe card. Oh man, I'm kind of not okay with that, given how tight my board already is. Oh my god. I think it's safe to say, team, I think it's safe to say I'm not getting a crit this turn to win the game. I only have 1 left in there. Oh my goodness, there's so many triggers next to each other. Oh my goodness. How am I supposed to trigger to win this game, boys and girls? How? Someone tell me. Insane. Actually, I mean, good thing I have 2 PGs and they're not doing anything, but man, that could have been in trouble. Watch me still get it though. Oh my god, we got it. That's my last trigger, I think. That is. If they get a defensive here, we lose though. They got it. Boo. No, so we don't lose, but we don't make them lose because I'm 2k short. I don't even want to restand at this point because I can't hit them. There's no point. Yeah, I'm not. Don't invoke. There's no point in restanding. I can't do anything with my skill anyway. There's no point. I'm not gonna hit them. Oh, that's just fun. Oh my goodness. What a series of moves there. Wow. I've seen all my triggers, and the worst part is they know that. I mean, I have this one in my hand, so the second I commit it, they'll know that I'm out. These 16 cards are just 16 cards. They're just cards. They're useless to me. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I've never had this many triggers pulled before with like that many cards in the deck before. Like almost half my deck is still in the deck, and I've seen all my triggers already. And I just drew all of them, which is like the real like muck about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I'm not on about that. I'm not. But like, I don't know, like their hand has been pretty crap this whole game as well. So like, let's see what happens, I guess. That's another Midnight Invader. There's that. So they don't really have a good board. We're operating under the assumption that they've, you know, got no PG in their hand. There's another trigger gone. So as long as they don't get a defensive next turn, we can still win this game. But like, I am at the mercy of them not getting defensives now, which is very scary to think about that. Like, I have no way to play around that anymore, except for Darkside Pegasus actually. Do I have Darkside in my deck still? I think I have one left. So if I can get access to that Darkside, I can play around defensive, which would be super huge. Having the ability to do that would be very big. Not gonna lie, very, very huge. But the worst thing is that given that I have no crits, I can't. Like if they just have one of their last PGs in their hand, they just get the win. Darkside. I can get my Darkside. Oh heck yeah, let's do it. Maka, you got it. Wait, does that have to be open? No. Later, skaters. Yes, get Darkside because I would like. No, no. I rode one. I rode a Darkside. I'm so dumb. Well, now I just kind of wasted a board then. I mean, I would have called the Maka anyway, but I wouldn't have used the skill. There's no point attacking in any order. At least this way I get to know faster. No defensive. Okay, do you have your last PG in your hand? Let's see. They do. We lose. I have no heals. All they need... Right. Yeah. I was like, wait. I mean, I guess... I mean, I may as well force them to do everything in their power to kill us, I guess. Oh, a true PG! What if they can only get one... I mean, like, if they didn't have any boosters, this could be a great scenario for us to actually survive the turn, because... If they don't commit their entire board to their entire hand of their board, we actually survive, which I just find funny. Wow, that was kind of huge actually. Good thing I did that. Good thing I was just like, okay, I guess I'll do this. Oh my god, like they're scared. They're like, do I commit my entire hand? What if he has this doubled PG in his hand and he survives now, right? Oh my god, that has to be what they're thinking. But they can just use this. What's in their soul? Oh, they got nothing in there actually. So they'd probably just call out the Manticore, I guess, make it a 13k attacker by itself, and then commit a card from their hand in front of the Skull Juggler, and then have 3 attacks, and then they would guarantee win. But do they know that? Do they know that they can do that? Oh my goodness, this is kind of intense actually, because like it all comes down to them. Do they make the right play? So they're gonna do the same thing, just for not the counterblast, I guess. What? Well, now I'm just confused. But I guess it's the same thing, really. But oh man, if only I had an intercept, man. If only I had an intercept. I didn't have the PG. I only had one. Oh, it hurts my heart. Hurts my heart so bad. I drew so many triggers this game. Dude, what are these games? I'm playing against the same deck every single time I play, and I'm getting just gosh darn no luck at all. Jesus, set 6 has not been kind. I don't know what the point of all this is, but I guess, like, what's the most that I could do? I guess, may as well do it. Like, if they got a trigger here, they could have done anything they wanted. They didn't even get the trigger. Man, it really matters what their hand was. Yeah, we just lose. If I would have had somehow 2 PGs in my hand, boys and girls, or a second intercept, oh, destroy them. If that top deck would have been in the main instead of a Maka, we actually probably could have won this game, which is just like hilarious to me. That like one card different could have changed the entire thing. But that's they gave up. Oh, because they're playing because they're renting their deck, so they're just like, okay, I know I'm in a state where I guarantee win the game, so I'm just gonna scoop and then make me lose more materials because I'm renting as well. What a beasting move. I've never seen anyone do that before. What an actual beasting move. Oh my god, that's so rude. I already knew I know I'll take the VP and the points. I'll take that. That's so funny. Oh my god, that's so hilarious to me. Oh my god. Hashtag rude girl, man. Man, the Asuka players are rude today. They're doing rude plays and then they're just giving up to make me lose my materials. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that. Okay, all jokes aside and all the BS out the way, this is a really fun deck for me to play with. I really think it's a really great presence in the ranked format right now. If you guys did enjoy it, definitely try it out for yourselves. If you want to make this deck more like 2 out of 3 or tournament friendly, I definitely recommend testing out draws. I think it adds a lot more needed consistency into the deck, which is really nice for the late game. Also, it's just like a fun, more like safe way to play the deck versus like the god tier level of just like pressure that we were under the whole entire time. I was sweating all those games. I was like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna win? It was pretty intense. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss out any of the new videos that I'm posting on my brand new schedule of trying to get 5 videos out every single week. Also, like I said, if you guys have any extra questions that I have not answered in this video, leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I go live every Monday, Thursday, Friday in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, and I do all kinds of things in just chatting, and I play a lot of Vanguard Zero, so come ask some questions and hopefully get some answers. But with all that being said, as always, I've been your true champion, Steven. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.